everybody. Welcome to What the Trek. We're here to talk about Charlie X. This is, I believe, the second episode to air, maybe the third. It's an early one, very early, right?
It aired on September 15th.
Oh, it sounds early. Probably second week then.
Yeah, I don't think it's like super early, but it is one of those early. I'm pretty sure this was disc one for
Gotcha.
me
Okay.
on my
Okay.
discs.
So we should probably say you're Heather.
Hi, that's
I'm
me.
Mike L. This is Champion.
Oh, hi. I was wondering who I was.
Yeah.
It's been the longest that I've sat up here without.
That's
knowing.
true. I know. We get thrown
having an
off because we start having a
existential
private
crisis.
conversation over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're here to talk about every episode of Star Trek TOS, which stands for Original Series. That's okay. And today we're talking about a classic episode. I mean, all of them are, especially the first season, they all have like a special place in my heart. This one is about a boy who has the power to basically do almost anything, right?
Yeah, he just can do stuff.
Right. And they come across him. Actually, do you have your notes? Do you want to talk about the plot?
My notes are not very plot. I can remember them and I'm like, oh yeah, this happened. So
Okay.
they cross paths with another starship and they're like, oh, like we're gonna bring this like boy onto the ship and he was on this planet
Right.
all alone for like his whole life and he learned to speak through like all these video logs from the computer or whatever, and they bring him onto the ship. Fun thing, they have different like insignias on their shirt. Like they don't have that standard like thing yet.
Starfleet.
Yeah. Well, so before, like after original series, they had every ship had the Starfleet insignia,
Of
which
course.
was the like star thing.
Yeah.
But before that original series, every single ship had a different like chest insignia thing.
That is a common misconception.
Oh, is it?
Common misconception. There's actually a memo, because I believed that for decades.
Well, it's because I saw them and they had different stuff on.
And I was actually in preparation for one of these episodes here.
Sure.
I was just doing some research, right, trying something new, and I read a memo that was it was mailed from like one of the people in the production to Gene Roddenberry and other people, where I think it was the Omega Glory, the episode where another ship had different insignia, and they were like, "What's going on with this?" Oh, this is Charlie X coming back to haunt us. Charlie X was like, that wasn't the Antares was not a starship. It was like a freighter. So kind of like a merchant marine or something like that.
Okay, so
they weren't Starfleet.
Oh, so they weren't.
And in this memo, they're like, no. Every starship has to have the Delta. This is the thing. Don't change anything for Omega Glory because you're already too far along, which helped to perpetuate this myth.
Wow. Okay.
Gotcha.
But
I didn't know that.
I thought that there was a difference in logos with medical or security, or isn't there something different?
There's something like in the middle of it.
That's different.
There's different
And then
logos.
But the main
starting with
outline is the
TNG,
same.
it became standardized. Everything became standardized. Gotcha. Okay.
And there are other episodes where other people in Starfleet have different insignia, like the Doomsday Machine. Commodore Decker has something that's different.
Sure.
Yeah.
But he's like a fleet commander, so that's why
Gotcha.
that is. And there's explanations for all the other ones.
Interesting.
All right, well, I
Common
learned
misconception.
something. I learned
Okay.
something today. Anyways, they bring Charlie aboard, and they're like, oh, like, we just thought that you were going to whatever planet station, and, like, that's where he's going. That's where, like, some of his only, like, relatives are. So, like, you're going to bring him along, and we're just going to pass him over to you. And they, like, take on this little boy, and he's super annoying. God, 17-year-olds are the worst.
So what ends up happening is he materializes on the ship with two other guys,
Yep.
right? And right away, there's little things they notice. So Kirk is standing talking to the two guys, and Charlie keeps interrupting.
Yep.
I don't remember exactly what he says. And Kirk is
How many people are on this ship?
he's just like annoying, like a
That's
teenager.
exciting.
I want to
Yeah.
go. Like, let's go now.
And then Kirk keeps
I'd like to see the rest of the ship.
right.
please.
He keeps
Yeah.
answering him, and then finally Kirk says, "Charlie, you're annoying. You're interrupting us. That's considered rude, or whatever he says, right?"
Yeah.
And then Charlie's like, "Oh, okay." And then I think he makes the face that in that opening scene, doesn't he?
He does it to the people, because like they're like, oh yeah, we're like giving him to you, and they're like, and he's like, oh, like how was Charlie on the ship? And the two guys are like,
They're just kind of like,
Yeah.
and then Charlie goes like, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh,
he's the
we
greatest
loved
kid
him.
ever.
He's
Yeah.
He's learned
amazing.
so much. Yeah, he's taught us
He's
things.
And they
great.
kinda,
You're
the
gonna
camera
love him.
zooms in. There's like the music cue. And that's when it starts. And then right away, I believe his first scene is with Yeoman Rand, right?
Yeah, he goes to the sick bay to like do a checkup. We see more ceiling like step
Yes,
things.
that's right.
I love those
Yep.
things. And then oh no, Yeoman Rand is in before that. No, yeah, you're right. She comes into the like transporter room as they're leaving, and he goes like, Are you a girl?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And he goes,
falls
is
for
that a
red.
girl?
Yep.
It's like, yes, Charlie, that's a girl. And then he
Uh-huh.
does his exam, medical exam.
And then I believe, I think, was it right after that where he has the scene with Yeoman Rand where he smacks her on the butt?
Yeah, so he's like wandering around. He's just watching everybody doing stuff.
Right,
He's very
right.
fascinated. And he sees these like two like engineer guys. They've got like the jumpsuits and whatever. And they're repairing stuff. And they're like, oh, like, see you in the Messberg later. And they like sort of smack each other like on the side there. And Charlie's like delighted. He's like, oh, this means friendship. I'm going to do this later.
right.
And so he's talking to Yeoman Rand. And he like gives her a little perfume bottle. He's like, this is a gift for you. She's like, well, this is literally my favorite. Like, how did you know and where did you get this? And he goes, it's a gift. It's like, oh, okay, thank you. And he's like, can we hang out? And she's like, I'm on duty. And he's like, but I want to hang out. And they're like, okay, well, later. Like, I'll meet you in the thing. He's like, okay, sounds good. And then he smacks her
Yeah.
on the butt.
And then she scolds him and specifically says, she's trying to explain why it's wrong. And she says, well, go ask Captain Kirk why it's wrong. So then he goes and asks Captain Kirk.
And he's like, why is this my job?
Yeah. Yeah. So basically then Kirk for the rest of the episode becomes like a father figure for Charlie, even though he doesn't want to.
Yep.
A very reluctant
It's so
father
funny
figure.
that first scene, he's like mumbling about stuff. He's like, it's like with a woman, like it's like, man to man, you can do stuff, but a woman is
There's no
a man
right
and a
way to
woman.
hit a woman.
Yeah.
No, right, but and he like mumbles about this, and he goes,
And then somebody calls him and he's like, excuse me.
Yeah.
he
That's
looks
right.
at Charlie and he goes, "Do you understand?" And Charlie looks back at him and he goes, "I don't know."
Yeah. He has some really good
Yeah.
lines in this show. We'll talk about that later, but he's really good. Okay, then is it now the famous scene in the cafeteria, the mess hall?
Yeah, I think this comes right before the scene with Captain Kirk, but yeah.
Okay, so then we have what I consider a classic scene. They go into the mess hall.
We got Vulcan loot.
And you can talk
going
about what
on.
happens.
We got Spock with his Vulcan loot
Yep.
playing some music, amazing, and who are singing along.
Yeah.
And Spock's like, "Excuse me," and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, but what if we sang together anyways?"
Right.
And then they do an amazing duet, and I'm like, oh, "Starfleet band, when?"
And she is like full throttle singing, incredible
Oh, yeah.
voice, right? And she's just making up lyrics about Mr. Spock.
Yeah.
It's a classic moment.
You know, this fun. There's like one where she like leans over the thing. and
Yes.
she does this. I'm like, yes.
It's like
Love her.
I don't think you ever saw anything like that again. Really, maybe you know what? Maybe as I rewatch the show, I'll find more of these moments. But it's not something they would ever done in the other shows. I don't think. Not really.
This is one of my favorite Star Trek scenes in every episode, in every series.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah.
It's one of my favorite scenes because it just brings this pure humanity. Like
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is this is just these are a bunch of people just hanging out having a good time. And this is my favorite Spock as well
Oh,
in
yeah.
this little scene because he's not completely emotionless, he's not stoic, he's not holding a plant and going
Yeah.
right.
He's
Either.
doing his little like smirky thing.
he's doing the smirky
Yeah.
thing and like he's got a bit of an attitude.
yes.
Right? Like he doesn't say anything to Uhura when she starts humming
Yeah.
to herself. He's just like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
heavy sighs and he looks annoyed.
Yeah.
And Uhura looks over. He's like, "I'm sorry, I did it again." He starts playing a song, and then he's got a little
Yeah.
right. He got the eyebrow. He knows that he's doing something,
Yeah.
Right.
doing something kind of fun.
He does, like,
but
a
then
full
Uhura's
turn,
singing
yeah.
about him, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Fine, all right." He knows he's the center of attention. He's kind of annoyed about that too, but he's taking it in good humor. This is such like the depth to Spock in this scene is, I think, perfect.
And we're only 7 episodes in, and again, they already
Yeah.
know the characters. They're already perfectly defined, right?
So good.
But I think they took the logic and emotionlessness too far in the other direction as things went on in the
Towards
show.
okay.
Like he lost that devilish glint in his eye.
What about in the movie when he's almost completely emotionless? He is emotionless.
Yeah, I don't.
It's not.
I don't care for that.
Yeah.
Like it's fine when I'm
Yeah.
watching the movies. Yeah, okay, that's Spock from
Yeah.
the movies. But when I watch these two things back to back, this Spock is so much more interesting.
yeah, I like when he has like those contradictions and a little glint. Like I love when he says things when whenever he's like, oh, like I don't lie, because it's like, well, yes you do, but you like call it something else, and he's like, oh, I don't feel things. It's like, well, you do, but like you play around with it, right? Like Spock does not tell the truth, like when he says all this stuff. Like,
True.
yeah,
That's true.
And I mean, Spock is half human.
Yeah.
He's one half,
Yep.
50% emotional human.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense that he has something there than
Yeah.
no
True.
emotions at all.
And we should also say Vulcans do have emotions; they just repress them,
Yeah.
right? So anyway, but I love the moment where then Charlie comes in and Yeoman Rand is enjoying the song,
Yeah.
and Charlie
he's like, look at my cards.
tries to get her attention, and she's just kind of like very subtly like, okay,
Yeah.
later. I love that moment; it's so subtle. Then Spock and Uhura end the first song,
Yeah.
and then what happens?
Then I don't remember how, but I think everyone's like, oh, like do more, and so Uhura starts singing about Charlie.
But Charlie, yeah, and it's like, it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
awesome. It's weird, but it's awesome. Then that ends. Then he starts doing these weird card tricks.
Yeah.
But first it's just like,
they're singing and he doesn't like it, and he like,
oh, that's right.
and they like become completely mute. Like
Yeah.
the lute just stops
Yeah.
working. Like Uhura just can't sing anymore. They're like, what the heck? And he's like, anyway, look at my cards. I also like, we have like 3D chess, 3D checkers, normal deck of cards.
That's true. That's a good point. And also, no one investigates why can't Spock play anymore? Why can't Uhura sing? They just move on with.
So I was like, look at my card tricks.
Yeah, everyone's distracted.
Yeah, and this never comes up again, like
Ever.
when other weird shit's happening,
Yep.
and they're like, you know what? Maybe this is related to the time that we suddenly
Yeah.
couldn't make noise
Yeah.
when Charlie gave us that look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at first it's the normal card tricks, like, you know, he has a card and then I can't remember. He throws the card, then he has it. Then he does a weird card trick where he makes a card disappear, and whenever it shows up,
It's like in her shirt.
cleavage.
She pulls it out of there.
And this, remember her face? She's like, it reaches
I
down.
know.
It's like so weird, right?
And she's just like, oh, you.
Yeah,
I'm
oh,
like,
you
I
rascal.
feel really weird about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't even start off normal. It starts off, he like has 3 cards and he puts them face down and then brings it back up and they're all pictures of Yeoman Rand.
that I forgot. I thought that came later. Yeah.
No, that's the first thing
Oh,
that he
okay,
does.
okay.
He's like, look at all these photos of you I
Yeah.
have.
And she's
like,
modeling.
Are
Like,
I know, and she's
I-
like, "How'd you do that?" And again, they don't,
like,
they
"Aren't
don't
you
dwell on it.
charmed?"
Yeah, they just continue on to the next thing, right?
that was interesting.
yeah, exactly.
That's so crazy. You're so good at like magic tricks.
Teach me that card trick.
Exactly. And then I don't remember how that ends. Is that, and then is the card trick and the cleavage?
Yeah, they do the card tricks. I don't remember what happens. I think I don't see something.
Well, I'm gonna assume it jumps to Kirk next, right? Because
Yeah, they just go back to Kirk. Kirk's in the hallway. He's like talking about the synthetic meatloaf,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's like, "Why can't I hit ladies on their bottoms?"
Right.
and he's like, "You just like, do you understand?" It's
and
like,
he
"No."
doesn't. But then Kirk goes on to the next thing, which is, I believe, he's gonna try and, you know, get him doing stuff. So he's gonna bring him into the gym and do
Well,
some.
not quite. First, he's
Oh.
playing chess. They have the chess thing. He's
That's
playing
right.
chess with Spock again.
And he beats him. No. First, Spock beats Charlie, and Charlie gets so upset. He's-
Kirk does beat Spock, and then
Yes.
it's like, okay, Charlie, your turn. And then Spock beats Charlie.
In like 3 moves.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Charlie gets upset.
He melts all the chess
He
pieces.
melts the piece, and Spock's like, "Okay, this is too fucked up for me. I'm gonna leave."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, see you later." But he knows something's wrong now, so he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. Does he report back to Kirk at that point or say
Well,
anything?
he melts the chess pieces after Spock's leave.
So it's
Yeah,
he
it's
doesn't
it's,
see it.
It's not there.
It's-
He does like freak out about it.
Right.
Though,
He
I
only
think.
leaves because Charlie's getting so
It's
upset.
checkmate. No, it
Yeah.
isn't.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. No, it isn't.
And he's like, "Okay, see you later."
Yeah,
Excuse
no
me.
one's caught on yet. He's just he's just kind of
Yeah.
insufferable. They say a nice thing. Spock is, when they're playing chess with Kirk and Spock is like, Kirk, like, you have an illogical approach to chess, which makes you like, that's what gives you an unfair
Sure.
advantage, is your illogical approach. And Kirk says, I'd like to think of it as inspired.
That's a good line. Yeah. And then, so then at some point, Kirk brings Charlie into like the gym, which
Yes.
I love that set.
I love that set. I love these costumes.
I love
We've
it all.
gotten Kirk to take his shirt off
Of
again.
course, he has his shirt up. Everyone has a shirt on except
Yes.
Kirk.
Shirt and the tightest red tights you've ever seen. They make no sense.
Tight for the
Little
60s.
too tight. I can see Kirk's panty line in
Hello.
these pants.
And there's some guy who's like doing some training
Yep.
like on the wall, and then what's his name?
He's just like pulling a thing.
Yeah. And he's like, what's his name? Sam or something? Ralph. Hey,
Sam.
come
Yeah.
over. Yeah, Sam. And then they do like some,
Some turns and
like,
stuff.
Yeah, taekwondo moves.
Yeah, he's trying to teach Charlie
How to fight.
fight and how to sort of like.
But it has to
here's how
start
to get
off-
rid of some aggression.
Yeah.
But he just wants to jump to the end. He doesn't want to learn.
Yeah,
like
it
Yeah.
starts
how
off
to
because
do
he's like
throws
you
and-
gotta like learn to fall first before you do anything. And he's like, okay, when you fall, and he like does it, and he like falls backwards. He's like, okay, Charlie, your turn. And he goes, I don't want to do that. And Kirk goes, okay, well, listen over then. And he goes, well, you told me and you showed me how to fight.
Right,
and he's
right.
like, we can't do anything. It's like all of my iPad piano children that I have. They're all like, I want to play Claire de Lune now. And I'm like, well, you've just learned where B is, so maybe we'll take a break on that.
That's now that you mention it that way, that's explained it that way. That is very familiar. But anyway, so basically, yes, Charlie is very annoying, but we can kind of see where this is going, right? Then I don't remember. Okay, then there's like
They're like wrestling, and Kirk takes Charlie like to the ground, and Ralph, who is just wrestling at, starts laughing.
That's right. Yes, this is where it takes a turn,
Don't laugh at me!
and then he makes him disappear. Yeah, he
Vaporize.
He kills him.
beam.
Yeah.
He just disappears.
Which, by the way, they never bring up again. Like they don't ever like they. Spoiler alert: he does the same thing to Rand, and he says, "Can you bring Rand back?" She comes back, but they never show him back.
They don't show him, but
I think
it's
the
alluded
assumption
to.
is
Okay.
that
It's alluded
everyone's
to that everything is
fine.
back to normal.
Okay,
And there-
okay.
it is meant like that.
It's implied?
It's not implied. That's spoken.
Okay,
But,
okay. But Kirk should be more upset, I think, that he just murdered one of his crew. He's kind of just like, "Oh, you rascal, go to your room."
I think he is like pretty distraught, but it's this moment of like, oh fuck, like what
Yeah.
the fuck? Like this whole time you've been able to do shit like this.
And you can kill us all if
And
you
he
want
like but it's also like this 17-year-old, and so he's like, Charlie, like he's like, bring him back, like what the fuck? And he's like, Charlie, go to your room, like go to sort of getting the sense of like this is a bigger situation,
Sure.
and I don't want to push too hard because I don't know what the bounds of this is now. And he's like, Charlie, go to your room. And he's like, no. And he's like, security, take Charlie to his room. I says something. He's like go to your quarters. And he's like, no. And he's like, you're either gonna go with the security officers to your quarters, or I'm going to pick you up and carry you there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all good. Like I actually really like the conflict between the two. I think it's really well done.
Yeah.
You know. But then at some point, Charlie takes control of the ship. Right.
Yeah.
He's been starting to slowly since the beginning, right? Because the Antares wants to warn Kirk that like, hey, this kid is a bit of a menace and he'll make you all disappear if he doesn't like you.
Yeah.
But he's interfering with their transmission.
Right.
He
Then
makes the
the
other ship
Antares blow up.
explode.
Right? And then he slowly, when the big issue here is that the Enterprise is going to be dropping this kid off at Colony 5,
Yeah.
where there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people, maybe millions, who knows? And they're like, oh shit, we can't go to Colony 5
Yeah.
because he's going to kill everyone. So they're changing course, but he's changing course back
Yeah.
once he realizes that they're changing
Right.
their plans.
Yep.
He starts taking control of the ship.
And then at some point, Kirk, because he always figures out a plan, he realizes that there's certain times where he can't use his powers as well as they thought. And he's like, well, I think maybe when he's concentrating on controlling the ship,
Yeah.
he can't make anyone disappear.
Because
Right?
it's a bigger ship, and it's like, oh, like have you noticed as soon as he's taken control over, you can't do any stuff.
Right.
Which is
And so,
one of the
yeah.
most ridiculous, in my opinion, scenes of dialogue in the entire episode and maybe of TOS, where Kirk is just like, what? Wait a minute. Spock, guys, has he? And it literally goes on for
Does
like
it
a
really?
minute and a
Okay.
half. Has he done away with anyone since he's taken control of the ship?
Right.
It takes him 30 seconds to spit that out.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's always that moment when Kirk figures out a way to outwit the bad guy. It's like pretty
yeah.
much every episode, right? And in this episode he does. And then I don't remember how they start distracting him. What do they do to
They
distract
turn
him?
everything
They
on.
just turn
that's
everything
right.
on.
Wait, stop. Sorry. When it's like it's Spock and Bones together.
They're pressing all the buttons in the elevator.
Then they walk over here. Boom, boom, boom. But why don't they go? Why don't like one guy go over there, one guy over there, but they go together? I just think that's so ridiculous, right?
They
But
They
anyway,
both got into the elevator and pressed all of the buttons.
yeah.
And got out.
Right. So then, okay. Anyway, do you want to go back to your notes? You want to just keep talking about what happens?
I mean, like that's pretty much like the plot. I just made some notes about like stuff that he makes, the stuff that Charlie does. Spock is trying to like contact McCoy, and Charlie keeps making Spock break out into verse.
Oh,
So I've written down here.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
Once
forgot.
upon a midnight dreary, while I wander weak and weary.
That's right. That's right.
He turns some lady into an iguana.
And he turns another lady into an old woman.
Turns
right?
another lady into an old woman.
Yep.
And then he removes the faces from some people.
That was freaky.
That was
like
really
Twilight
scary,
Zone.
yeah.
Yes. Okay, we got to talk about that because that was well done. So first,
well done.
I forgot about. So the first girl was a younger teenage girl
Yes.
that Yeoman Rand trying to introduce Charlie to kind of deflect him away from her.
He was like, hey, Charlie, like, this is my friend. Like, she's kind of the same age. And he goes, Yeoman Randy, you want to hang out? It's
Yeah.
like, don't you want to talk to them? And he goes, no. She's
Yeah,
like,
he
okay, bye then.
totally
I guess.
does.
Excuse
Sir.
me, I must be wanted somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I love that little scene too because that I love the old Enterprise. It just the fact that there is a kid Charlie's age that is enlisted, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Fresh out of high school. What are you gonna do? I want to go to space. What's the
Yeah.
quickest way to get to space? Well, I guess by scrubbing toilets.
Yeah.
Sure.
So she signs up to Starfleet and she's on the Enterprise as a kid.
Sure.
Yeoman third class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? She's scrubbing shit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
she's
Yep.
in space. And I think that that's a really cool little wrinkle.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
too,
not
yeah.
everyone is a superhero,
Yeah.
right? There's people that just clean up the place.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And I mean, even like in the episode of TNG Lower Decks, they kind of have these younger cadets, which is one of the best episodes.
One of the
I
best
think.
episodes.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But yeah, that's
In a different podcast.
In a different podcast. But that's like a very cool moment. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
And then she's the one I believe that gets turned into the lizard,
Yep.
right? Yes.
That is, yeah, she's the one that's a lizard.
Yep. And then a second one is turned into an old woman. And then there's a really well directed scene where
Yeah.
he's walking down the hallway and we see the
Shadows
shadows
of some people. And they're
peop-
just laughing.
like
They're having a good
partying
time.
like
Yeah.
against the wall. And then he like does his magic.
No laughing.
Don't laugh at me.
And then he keeps walking, and then one of them comes from behind the wall,
Yeah.
and she has no face. Oh,
Yeah.
But it's
Twilight
not. But
Zone.
it's not even one of the shadows.
Yeah,
the
it doesn't
the three
match.
shadows are laughing.
That's
they're
what's
laughing, they're
weird,
laughing.
yeah.
No laughing, and they all freeze,
Yeah.
and they hold for
Yeah.
the rest of the scene. None of them move. But then you just hear this.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
Scary.
And this girl comes around the corner.
Yep. It's
Chills.
freaky.
Really
It's
scary.
freaky.
Like
Yeah.
it out
Yep.
Twilight Zones, the Twilight
100%,
Zone.
Yeah, oh,
100%.
yeah.
Episode.
This show does it right. Like we talked about the music, the lighting, the eeriness, like it gets all of that right.
Yeah.
Also, I think I talked in one of our first episodes about the experimental lighting they had, right? Because it was a low budget. I don't know if it was this one or one of the other ones, but there's a really there's scenes where Kirk is just standing there talking, and you can see in the background it's like purple and green,
Yeah.
right? Like deliberately weird colors just to make it look like
Yeah. And also like
Magical.
for effect, like there was like I think some scenes like in the gym where it's just the eyes are like lighted up in this very
It's
intense
like-
way.
You're right. Like it's
Yeah.
like black and black. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really well
And
done.
the more
So good.
intense these scenes get, the more zoomed in on the eyes
Yeah.
we get, and the more intense the
Yes.
highlighting is.
In
Yeah.
fact, they do that a lot in this batch of episodes, but there's one I think you're talking about where Charlie is like it's almost black except for his eye.
Yeah.
It's not shadow. It's like pitch black. It's really
Yeah.
well done. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that's one of the big confrontations between him
Right.
and
Yep.
Kirk. And Kirk's eyes are lit the exact same
Right.
way.
Yes.
right.
Yeah, they are.
And this is one of the first times that I remember another character other than Kirk getting that intense eye lighting treatment.
Sure,
And I
okay.
think that is intended to sort of show that Charlie has power that's going
Power.
to
Yeah.
rival
Yeah,
Kirk
yeah.
here, that they're going to be equals in this confrontation.
Right.
Yeah.
So then they outwit Charlie by overpowering,
Yeah.
like by distracting with turning all the buttons on,
And
right?
some punching.
And they punch him. Yeah, I don't remember how it gets resolved.
They don't I think they throw him down a little bit. They don't punch him, but right before like the resolution, there was a scene where like Kirk grabs him and goes,
Right.
but he's cut off by I forget what they're called, but it was like the green face misty person.
I love that.
Thasians.
Yeah, the Thasians.
Love
So they
that.
like finally reach through because they've got a little bit of control back from the ship, and they reach through and they're like, "Oh, we're here to get Charlie back." Charlie's like, "I don't want to go back with these people because they're like not physical, and I don't want to be with them.
I
and
can't even touch them.
can't even touch them."
They don't love.
And so now we sort of hear, and they're like, oh, we gave Charlie these powers so that he could live on this planet on his own, right? So that he wouldn't starve or whatever. And they're like, but he can't live with other people because his power's like, he's going to destroy you or you're going to destroy him. So we're just going to take him back.
And I got to point out, the effect of those guys is so cool. It's just like a disembodied face with a green lighting. There's like a wave effect on it. It's so well done. I love it.
Yeah.
It's great. And then Charlie, basically they take him away and he disappears. And what's his last line? It's like, I want to stay, right?
Oh, what is this?
Is it I want to
Oh,
stay?
I don't remember. I didn't write it down.
Oh yeah, I think it's like, or I don't want to leave, or something like
yeah,
that.
something like, yeah.
And it echoes, and it's very effective, and he just disappears, and he's gone.
And that's also the end of the episode.
It's very
They don't say
weird.
anything else. We were talking about Twilight Zone. I wrote Twilight Zone ass ending because there's no like
Twilight
word
Zone
on the
ass.
bridge. There's
Yep,
no like,
yep.
oh, here's a lighthearted music, fade
no
into
quip.
the bridge.
Yeah.
Spock
Just-
is like, you know.
Yeoman Rand is standing on the bridge in her nightgown, like
That's
Yeah.
right, I forgot about that.
devastated.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because
Right? Like
they bring
she-
everything back to normal.
Like McCoy has to kind of hold her back when Charlie
Yeah.
is having his
He's
little
really
freak out.
distraught.
Is that where Kirk gives her a hug, or is that a different episode? Because we watch these in batches.
I
but
think he gives her kind of a side hug.
Yeah.
And I think like he says something
Maybe.
like it's all right. It's
Yeah.
all over now. And then credits roll. What would you just fucking
It's
watch?
a
Yeah.
strange episode. I do say it's a little bit of a Deus Ex Machina, the way that the Thasian, what are they called?
Thasians. I think it's
Thasians.
Thasians.
They kind of just pull him out of there. It would have been nice if they could have figured out a way to actually incapacitate Charlie.
Yeah. But I think they wrote themselves into a corner
Sure,
there.
'cause
he's
where,
all
like,
powerful.
how do you deal with an all powerful being
Right.
like this?
Yeah.
And it makes sense the way that they handled it because in turning everything on and then wrestling with them, it broke his control. And it turns out that the Thasians were trying to talk to them the
Yeah.
whole time.
Sure, okay.
He was just blocking it.
Right.
And as soon as he was overwhelmed, Uhura's like, I think someone's trying to radio us.
Yeah.
Are you blocking that or are you making that signal, Charlie? And it was, excuse me, it was them. So
Yeah.
Yep.
a little Deus Ex Machina-y,
Yeah.
but it makes sense.
Sure. And it all
Yeah.
works out. It
It's
all
just
ties
not a
together.
very satisfying ending.
Yeah, I would say
like,
that.
You do get the sense that like the resolution should be like somehow he loses his powers, and it's like, well, now Charlie, you're just a normal teenage boy, and now you got to listen to us, and
Right.
that doesn't happen.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
It's
Like maybe if
kinda
the
like-
Thasians had taken his powers
Yeah.
away or something.
I guess it's also kind of a tragic ending because even though he's annoying as F, we still feel sorry for him, right? Because he disappears and he's stuck with them now. But
Yeah.
this actor has always like stuck with me. Like he's just such a unique face, and he actually has a few good lines that he delivers really well. And of course, I wrote them down in my notes. My notes are on the phone that's recording, so I can't look at them. But I didn't realize till I read up on it that this guy's father is also an actor, and he appeared in a movie called Strangers on a Train, Alfred Hitchcock's Strangers on a Train, and he plays a murderer, and he's freaking awesome. Like he has the same type of face, and highly recommend you see this movie. Yeah, he has the same kind of vibe. So you can see like the son kind of is able to play that role, like just like his father can. So yeah, so this episode, just like many of the early ones, it sticks out in my head as one of my favorites, just because Charlie X, I don't like him, but he's such a unique character. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with all of that. I it's very interesting, the concept. The resolution is not great, but he is very insufferable, especially now that like I teach children, and not all of them are bad, but some of them
Sure.
are just like, I'm like, okay, so here's where, and they constantly interrupting, asking other questions, and I'm like, okay, let's try that again. They're like, no, I want to move on. I'm like, well, you can't until I tell you to. So it's a little bit PTSD.
Sure, and it's
Walking
it's a
with.
smart episode. Like
Yeah.
they capture that vibe really accurately. What do you think?
This episode, all right, this is a more recent favorite episode for me because
Okay.
this is one of those episodes that when I was a kid, binge watching this stuff for the first time, that episode scared the hell out of me.
Sure.
Yeah.
it was a little too grown up for
Sure.
a little kid me. And it's sort of, oh, Charlie X, I'm going to back burner that. Until I watched it more as an adult and I realized, holy shit, this is one of the best episodes there is.
It's really good.
However, there are a lot of flaws.
Okay.
Generally with how the story progresses.
Sure.
If you notice that most of this episode is just Charlie wandering around the ship unsupervised.
Sure.
Like immediately. They don't take him to his quarters, even though they say they're gonna. Yeoman Rand leaves with him, and then they have a little conversation. And then the next scene, Charlie is following around those engineers with nobody else. And he's climbing down a Jeffries tube. Why are you climbing down a Jeffries tube?
Right.
And there's so much of like, why are you completely unsupervised on this spaceship?
Yeah.
Going from one thing to the next. And like, yeah, the interesting things happen, but why is he walking down the hall when he turns this girl into a lizard?
Sure. Good
Why
point.
is he walking down the hall when he's like, no laughing?
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
point. Good point. Now, didn't you think this was a good showcase for what's her name? Yeoman Rand.
Janice.
The actress. What's her name? Whatever her name is.
Grace Lee Whitney.
Grace Lee Whitney. I thought she did some great acting in this. What'd you think? Did you like her?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. No, I mean, like, I don't have anything to add
Okay.
other than like, yeah, like I thought it was pretty good. It was nice for her to have more scenes.
Yeah,
it was. I mean, it's all like more about just this like boy that's
Sure.
following her around. It's just more of like, oh, someone needs to do something. Like she's talking to the captain. She's like, you got to do something because I'm his first crush.
Sure.
That's weird for me.
It's just interesting because she's so prominent in these early episodes and then she disappears.
Yeah.
That's why it's interesting to me, right?
And it's interesting to me is that when she sort of left, all these other scenes with the rest of the crew, like these lower decksy scenes, they kind of disappeared too.
Yep.
And I understand that she's not running the ship. She doesn't have a science skill.
Yeah.
She doesn't, like, she's not an engineer. She's not an officer. She's just the person that, here's your captain's log thing. And here's your coffee. But it's a good vehicle, I think,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
these other stories.
I totally agree.
You don't have to have everyone there doing all the important shit because, like I said, just meeting that young coworker of hers,
Yeah.
it built the world.
Totally
Yeah.
agree.
And
Totally agree.
You can. There's room for that. There's room for that. You don't have
Yeah.
to have every story being about a science thing or a space thing.
In a perfect world, there would have been more episodes of TOS that dealt with stuff like that. But whenever, and I don't want to go off on a tangent, but whenever they flash back or reboot to this time period, they never capture
No.
this magic, right?
Yeah, I just feel like that's not what people remember, which is a shame because, yeah, watching them all back again, I'm like, wow, like all of this stuff is like really important, like all this little stuff. You forget how important Yeoman Rand is in all these
Right.
episodes. I think a couple episodes back we're like in her quarters and she like is painting. She has an art easel up. It's like, oh, like fun little details like that
agree.
that you miss out. I love her eating Sulu's celery.
Yes, exactly. Little touches like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very well paced. These early episodes, like they're we'll talk about it more in the next episode, I think, but they're very serious. Like when I say serious, I don't mean somber. I mean like it's well done. It's not hokey at all,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they're trying their
Yeah,
best
right.
to make a good TV show,
Yep.
and they're
Yeah.
succeeding.
And we'll talk about
it's
that.
It's not one dimensional, either.
Right.
It's not just sci-fi stuff. It's interpersonal stuff. It's character development.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
stories about people.
I think it helps that like the previous like sci-fi inspiration for this show is like we talked about a lot, but like Twilight Zone and
Sure.
stuff and like stuff like that where it's just like kind of weird, kind of atmospheric and stuff versus I feel like a lot of modern sci-fi is very like action focused. Like inspirations are like Star Wars, like Dune, stuff like that, like very
Shooting and punching.
Yeah.
Well, and I love Star Wars, but yeah, Star Trek was not Star Wars, right? Like they were
well
never.
it had a different inspiration when it was made.
Yep, good point. And I mean, I like J.J. Abrams, but he tried to make Star Trek into Star Wars with his reboot series, right?
I didn't mind it in the context that it was something completely different.
Sure.
If he had made the like JJ like Star Trek 2009 as like a TV show, like he was like, this is my reboot TV show,
Sure.
I don't think I would have as fond of an opinion as I did.
Sure.
But especially that first one, when like the sort of vibe was like, we're just gonna do this one movie, and then they did a couple more. Just that one movie, I was like, I like it. I thought the casting was really well done.
Sure,
I was
sure.
like, oh, these are all the people. It was also, for me, that was my first Star Trek that wasn't on a DVD that I had watched.
Okay.
So it was very exciting.
Yeah, it was a big deal when it came out. Well, I'm sure we'll eventually get to it. Maybe we'll review it one day, right?
Yeah, one of these days.
One of these days. Okay, but I think that's it for our Charlie X review. Do you have any other notes you'd like to talk about, Heather?
No, I think I did like all of them.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. We're going to review every single episode of the original series. All of our episodes are available at www.comicbooksyndicate.com and youtube.com. I want to thank Heather for joining me. I want to thank Champion for joining me. And until the next time...
Don't laugh at me! Don't laugh at me!